Okay, guys, in that succession fight in the NNP, there is a silver lining. And there's actually a great opportunity for that person who is vying for leadership of the party. But they have to not allow their emotions to supersede their intellect. They have to humble themselves, and actually, I would suggest withdrawing their name for the leadership of the party. Now, what is that going to do? Now it's going to force Dr. Keith Mitchell to de-escalate the fight. There's nothing better that he may want at this stage, where things have escalated from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, than for some sort of response, so that ultimately you may or could be ejected from the party or forced to leave the party. And if that happens, then you know it's a political disaster. Another party? Who's going to trust you after that? So back to withdrawing your bid for leadership of the party, which is probably at this stage is going to be the best course of action. And it also is going to garner sympathy within the party and sympathy with the Grenadian masses. It also gives an opportunity for that person to redeem themselves, to come across as one who is unselfish and more concerned about keeping the party together and the greater concern of Grenada. It would also differentiate you from your old comrades, and it will show that you have truly changed and transitioned into a different type of mentality and has learned how to resolve conflicts with positive outcomes for everybody concerned. It's a win-win for that person. But also, they will have to ideologically reject, don't speak about left-leaning or leftist ideology, and try subsequently, after all of this is settled down, to regain the political integrity of the NNP party, to keep that center-right doctrine going, or even slightly transfer to a centrist doctrine that will have a greater appeal to a wider mass of the Grenadian people. Then you would be looking at the strengthened NNP that will be a viable alternative for the next election. Now, as for the person that is supporting that person, you have to make sure that you tame the lion. You know the lion, and you have to tame the lion. You know, a wise man once said that he who knows when to fight and when not to fight shall not lose in 1,000 battles. So more important than knowing how to fight is knowing when to fight. And at this juncture, this is not a time to fight, because you will lose. And even if you don't lose, the price you're fighting for would come crashing down right before your eyes, like a ripe breadfruit falling from the tree. It would splatter, and then you will have nothing to inherit. If you eventually, quote unquote, win, then what you will inherit is a vase broken into pieces. And try putting that back together. Try putting a prize vase back together that's broken into pieces. Climb the breadfruit tree slowly, and then go and gently pick the ripe fruit. Don't shake the tree. Don't fight at the bottom with someone else at the bottom of the tree, and then you both might bump into the tree, shake the tree, and the prize ripe breadfruit falls. Now, if you don't do that, sir, and you continue to fight, and then you put yourself up vying for the party's leadership, guess what's going to happen? It's possible at this stage that you may lose. And if you lose, you would have lowered your standing in the party. You also have to be careful that there is not a possible forced exit from the party. And I wouldn't put it past Dr. Keith Mitchell's, part of his strategy. Part of his strategy is probably to make it so antagonistic within the party for you that you're forced to exit. And if that happens, then you would become a political pariah. No political party would touch you with a 10-foot pole. You will seem as a mischief maker, and everyone will be suspicious of you. You will have a tarnished political reputation. But as I said, if you pursue a path of peace and you humble yourselves, you and your buddy, then untold power could accrue to you both. Let the leader of the party leave with dignity. Leave with a grand celebration. This is not how you want the leader of the party to leave. Let him have his way. Support the process. Withdraw your name for the leadership of the party. You'll see how effective that'll be. You will have a chance, after everything has calmed down, to help in the rebuilding of the party. And you have certain skills that I think some people in a party will appreciate and will come to you for assistance. Don't pursue a path of arrogance like your comrades did in the past. And with that pursuit of arrogance, they lost everything. The very thing that they wanted to fight to secure was taken away from them. And they suffered crushing defeat and far-reaching consequences. And I do understand that things are a little different now. But in a very civil way, you can do things that will enrich you politically. But what do I know?